Alright. So, the Mason system. A mystery across time. Which is... blown my mind on how they would do this at the end of it. Or like mid-case for Apollo, wasn't it? No, it was like... it's sort of mid-case, but then the defendant was poisoned to the point where it would draw out the justice system, a 3-day justice system, so that they could not deliver a verdict. I think that's a huge big brain play by whoever poisoned Vera Mission. So let's see what's happening here. We were at the detention center with the young... yeah, with the young one. We get a separate court record and all that for him too. A greenhorn defense attorney I happened to meet. I call him Apollo. Wait, so you actually met him earlier? 7 years ago? He's 15 at this point. Christoph Gavin, incarcerated in the Central Penitentiary for the murder of Shady Smith. Wasn't it a Shady Enigma? Wait. We're in the past now. Trici's father, defendant in a trial, vanished just before the verdict was announced. That's the part that came up. Or he dresses the part of a magician to the hilt. Valiant Grammary. We have Dream Mission and Magnifi Grammary. I am curious about... yes. It's not Clavier, it's Christoph Gavin. But then... wait, so was more time supposed to pass in the tutorial mission and this is after the tutorial mission, or what? Because it was Shady. And he's Shady Enigma. Anyway, let's talk to a young Valiant Grammary. Fateful trial. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. A glorious spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance itself is a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Grammary killed a Magnifi. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been the public's opinion's take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valiant, and also... yes? Now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifi's repertoire is mine. Valiant Grammary has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valiant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You are just as obligated to follow Magnifi's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zach Grammary followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, so the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifi had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Ah ha ha ha! Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. Aha! The return of the Cyclops. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. It can show me the locks on people's hearts, and if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. And they're showing us a pretty tricky one to start with, I think. The only tougher one we've had is a 5-lock Cyclops before. So Valen's pretty locked up here. If I'm remembering correctly, there was the 5th one on one of the characters in the first trilogy. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it. Oh, neat. So that's how they're doing it with this. It's got the locks on that particular one. Present Magatama. Okay. What do we have here? I feel like we need more evidence before we tackle the Magatamas, as always. Okay, what have we got here? Smile, you're on candid camera. Just had to say it. Old habits die hard. Maybe I should do a few tricks for the viewers at home. A guy keeps giving glances in this direction and scratching his head. Maybe our resident magician showed him a trick or two. Alright, end inquiry for now. And we are back in the Mason system. So, defendant lobby number 2. I'll just go down the list and see what happens. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way. This trial is over. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zack. There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I'm talking about this. I love their theme song. Mr. Enigma! The defendant's escaped! Find him, quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge, but now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. I want to present my badge to someone. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir? It's him! Hey, you there, sir? Down in the hands! Floor on your head! Now, now, now! Whoa, what's the big idea? My ears! No unauthorized personnel... No, hang on, no. He should be like Doofy in Scary Movie. I can't... I haven't even tried to do that voice properly. No, yeah, I don't know. I'll just keep with the voice I had. No unauthorized personnel allowed in here! Aren't allowed in here. But that will mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Zoing! The chicken noise. I just say it like it is, sir, and that's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct. Lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? No regulation of that, sir! Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir! There is no past, there is only now, sir! Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir, Court Bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. That was his name, that's right, Meekins. I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So, you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing. I'm dying over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, oh sir. It's a hard knock life, oh sir. oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. Okay, what's he got to say? Meekins. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Man, if this does not have old bag somewhere in Phoenix's past investigation here, gonna have to have some words with Capcom. Cause we want old bag. So I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me. That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one, a lowly bailiff. But your uniform. I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. Now that can't be legal. So you were the one who let the magician get away that day. I'm dying over here. A star rises among the court bailiffs, full of hope. Then, tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Gramarie's disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough of that. Why, yes, I'd say it was around 2 PM when I heard a commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open, slam, and someone's face is right there in front of me. Face! So you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bailiff of Little Standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here. Aha, there's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Damn the musical references in this game. All by myself. Okay, which way did Zach Gramarye run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this and around the corner, like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. Then I turned the corner. I saw the magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly, I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like it was right here, because it was. Lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room. I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. Okay, I'm actually glad I picked my own voice for that rather than the initial thought. Alright. But you have to admit, it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing is here, sir. How can you talk so loud and still be hiding something? The vanishing trick. So Zach was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. That red silk hat, that flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk hat, cape. That's Zach, alright. But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir. What about now? Have any ideas? Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking? You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Of course it's the Cyclops. Okay, here's an easier one. Cyclops. I should have known. Oh, and the music just hits right when it's Phoenix. Okay, so we've got that. I wonder... See, I don't feel like I have evidence that's related to that, so I feel like we need new evidence before we can go into the Cyclops. Let's examine the area. You know, I think this was the lobby I used for my very first case. Indeed it was, that was the same picture. This plan has seen me grow from a rookie to an ace, to a has-been. I hate you, plant. Just kidding. I must have seen that painting 1,000 times, but I never really looked at it until now. I guess my head was too stuck in the trials. I never had time to stop and appreciate art. I have time now. Okay, let's appreciate. Actually, it's pretty lame. No, that's actually a neat piece of art. I just wouldn't stare at it for ages. I actually took a nap on that couch once when I was still practicing law. And boy, was that a mistake. I never even sit on the lobby sofas now. I never let my clients sit on them either. It's bad luck. I guess this door was officially a prop in Zach Grammy's last show. He passed through that lobby door and vanished, but to where? He choreographed that entire fateful trial according to his grand scenario. I hate magicians. And then he adopts Trucy. So I feel like I need something more than what I currently have for these Cyclops. Like there would be new information or at least one more piece of evidence in the court record compared to what we have. Because I also feel like we don't have anything related to his disappearance. Okay, Wright and Co. law officers, what's gonna be here? It's gonna feel so barren without Maya. Oh, morning, Daddy! Oh, I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They beating on you? I'm fine as always. This old boy is here to help me after all. That's a young man to you. Why are we seeing a flashback of this? Good morning, that's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks, my first choice today after all. 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. Oh, Trucy. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. A wholesome Phoenix moment coming up. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? Huh? I guess so. Getting weirder. Mr. Attorney? Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you'd like to. It doesn't. Oh no! Phoenix! Don't suggest that! It doesn't have to be today or anything. Do not suggest to the young child that you're not yet formally adopting that she can call you Daddy. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick. Yes. If I'm leaving, I have to switch schools, right? I was thinking I haven't paid for lunches in my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy. Oh, Trucy is at it again. Bloomin', well, avoiding paying. Of course. Oh, in this office it's a little blah. A little colour goes a long way, you know. Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit, I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. Trucy, how old are you? Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy. Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? Okay. We should examine first. We gotta do Mr. Charlie. My mentor's favourite plant, Charlie. Oh, just Charlie. I guess watering Charlie's my only real job now. Wait, I have a child now. I can't feed Trucy like this. Wait, so I'm assuming that he's actually filed the proper papers to formally adopt her. So the daddy thing isn't quite as weird then. He probably needs more than the occasional watering too, I'm guessing. The picture. An old movie poster hangs on the wall. I finally found out the title after not knowing it for the longest time. I actually rented the movie the other day, cried my eyes out. Just thinking about it makes me tear up. Wait, it's just allergies. Really? I should show it to her when she's a little older. Wait, what was it called again? Yes, the clip of Phoenix going, you can call me Daddy if you like. Hello, Lock-On. I know you sort of lurked for a few minutes there, but... Alright. My desk. Not that I have any reason to sit there anymore. I guess Trucy can use it. It's great for studying math, English, geography, magic. I'm not crying, I just got some dust in my eye. It's still weird though, right? And he said, call me Daddy. Quite the collection of law books. My mentor bought all of them. I used to be too busy to read them. Now that I have the time to read them, there's no need. But I can't just sell them. Maybe Trucy will want to read them someday? Nah. You can still see that hotel from the window here. Every time I look out, I think back on those old cases. I wonder if the view looks different now that I'm not wearing my old badge. I really dig the far-out view, Daddy! Thanks. She must have learned a lot of words from her parents. I love how much they put in, like, obviously they would think that you played the older games, so a lot of that's just tidbits for you when you played the older games, but if you're playing it the first time, you'd just be like, oh yeah, cool. It's building on Phoenix as well. The Office. So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy. Oh no. Now he's calling himself Daddy. Phoenix, why are you coming off creepy? Why? Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? Rather, Daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So here's my idea, we'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law if you were to ask some people. Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead. You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You've got me, don't you? I'm a professional. A professional. Yep. After all, I'm directly descended from the famous Zach Gramarye. Directly descended. He's your father. Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright too. I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Oh my goodness. Oh no, this one's called Daddy. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, Zach Gramarye? Okay, that's better. Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy! Which Daddy was that again? Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of Trick Gramarye, and they're big. The Gramaryes, they were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it. Big magic happens when you put Zach and Val and Gramarye together, you know. Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall. Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top. I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. I shouldn't have brought that up so soon. I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mummy both gone. Mummy? Yeah, what about Mummy? Or Mommy, as I said there. I haven't heard anything about Trixie's mother. But I'm a magic and a great daddy, even if he is unemployed. Yeah, clip for shorts. I need to get on the shorts, man. By the time I catch up with the edits, it's like, okay, now I have a little break. I think things are gonna be okay. I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. A professional. So, Trucy, you're a professional? Yes! It's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs. They say that. Oh, I thought it was funny though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid! Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy? That's right! Well, want to see a trick? You're going to do a magic trick? Please show me! Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it after all. That's the spirit! Ready? Here goes! Ta-da! Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Yeah, Mr. Hat, even back then. Yeah! Whoa, that was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. Then my routines do get a bit heady at times. Ha! Get it? Heady! My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. The amazing Mr. Hat added to the court record. Okay, there's something new. What about Mommy? Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay? I refuse. Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage, you mean with your daddy? Yep. She was always there with Zach and Valent, smiling. But then she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back. Maybe so. I cried then, a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here. A locket. This is your mother. She's beautiful. Is this the same locket he uses and then put Tracy's photo in later? That's a neat connection. Yeah, she's beautiful. Her name's Thalassa. Thalassa Grammary. Wow, what a name. Or it's the Lassa, like the lass. Poor girl, I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. Now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes. Hey, Daddy, you won't... Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise. Right, you can't even do magic, you're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan. I guess all I rate is a backup plan. Tracy's locker added to the court record. Okay. I think that's probably enough for today, is it? We gotta just examine the locket. Okay, so we can see this side. So this is Tracy's mother, Thalassa. She's pretty. I can picture her on stage with Zach. Still, she looks like a down-to-earth type too. I guess Tracy takes after her. That explains the female that was in between Zach and Valent in like the preview part at the start of the case. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that. It's okay, after all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The right talent agency opens tomorrow. What? But what? Are we representing anyone? Me and you? That makes two, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way. You mean you don't have any tricks? No standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Welcome to the team, Daddy-o. The team, right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Tracy became Tracy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Tracy, happy, smiling Tracy, she was my light. Aww. Just don't be weird about the daddy thing. Oh, that's ticked. Okay, so they're ticked when they're done. So the present day ones are not ticked, but they're all question marks. So I guess we have to do this past stuff first. Drew Studio. Alright. Different paintings and stuff. Similar setup though. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I forget what voice I had for him. I decided on sooner. Dream mission, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations every single time. Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. A younger Vera, but instead of having her overalls with a bear face on it, she's got a notepad that's bear-shaped. Ah, this is my daughter. Vera, say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Let's examine around. What have we got here? What's this painting here? Oh, that's one of mine. It's an illustration for a book. It's not on sale yet, of course, but I thought it might be a good business. As a father, I'd like to be able to put food on my daughter's table. Not a feeling I know anything about, at least not yet. So, he's talking to Drew before adopting Tracy. Oh, going home by any chance? No, I was just checking out the door. Oh, it was the door, not the book on there. Oh. Good thing I'm far too stubborn to take hints like that. Paints are scattered all around, probably the ones he's currently using. Something very artistic about a messy room. Not that this is anything compared to my office. I guess I will make my office a masterpiece. Alright, what's he going to talk about? This submission. Judging from this place, you're a painter. Not, sadly, a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter, her mother, grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? Do I think it will be used as evidence in a murder trial? I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid, very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. By showing it to him. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Magnifi's diary. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it will be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy. The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes. As I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really, even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally. Cyclox, of course. Cyclox, of course. It seems you're still hiding something. Something about this work. So the easier ones are him and Meekins. So, given that I can examine this side, but given that I think there's everything in the court record that I should need. Anyway, there are some unfinished paintings stacked here. They don't look all that bad, really. I'll sell you one for 50 cents. Wow, that's cheap. That's okay, they look kind of heavy. Oh. Maybe he needs to work on his sales technique a bit. You use these instruments for painting, they're pretty elaborate. Oh, I clicked on the lamp. Ah, those. Those aren't for painting, they're for analysing. Paint composition, age, every conceivable angle. Tools of the forgery trade, I guess. Maybe I'll just decide on maybe for a closer look. I was looking at this first. That's a pretty bottle. Oh, don't touch that, please. Oh, it's a bottle. Oh, that's why it comes up when Vera's doing her nails, is because it's a bottle. I thought it was like a model of a hand. I'm like, why would you use that when you're painting your nails? Oh, don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. The letter. What's this red envelope? Ah, don't touch that. It's quite important. The painter's face just changed hues. Guess I better behave. Though it's tempting to just grab it. Oh, this must be the stamp. It's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Oh, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. The stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. Oh, it's a stamp! With Thalassa in there as well. And Thalassa has the blue. And Trucy in the present has the blue outfit. Oh yeah, I didn't do that last night. I'll put this other one in there too as a knife race. You got him, lock on that time. You got him. Where was it? Moderation, and then block terms and phrases. Put that in with the thing. There, cool. That one with the accent, and they're trying to bypass that with I can pull too. Cool. That's Zach and Valent. Grammar is right. The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Grammys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. It does look kind of like Mia, doesn't it? Yeah, it might be the art style, like, because it's the Ace Attorney art. Vera went to see one of their shows. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV until the end. I see. That sounds quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. Oh, that stamp is added to the court record. That's worth having a look around for then. I think the chest is a little smaller, so it can't be Mia, right? I like how that's the detail I notice. All these more frames can really stamp with the Grammys inside. Okay. This is your Vera? Yes. Oh, we took that one quite recently. I know, I'm a painter. Why not paint a portrait instead? I've never been that good at people, unfortunately. Ah, right. Shouldn't you practice? Paints and pigments are lined up on the shelves with some noticeable gaps. It's embarrassing, but I can't afford all the paints I want. I insist on buying the ones I use with my own money. I can see why you'd want to do that, sure. Perhaps you've heard that you can make any colour as long as you have the 3 primary colours. Well, it's a lie. Poor guy. Grockles? Groquls? Down here. Okay. So, I'll save it because I've gone through a few things. We can try the Cyclops. Oh, Magatama got big. Or hiding something. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Mission? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I've never met the client. True, when I asked about the client's name, there was no Cyclops inside. There were no Cyclops inside. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So, wasn't the mission hiding? Okay. The sample? Because we don't know what was originally written on that ripped out page. Yes, there was a reference. Why should I hide that, huh? After the trial, I submitted everything to the court. My work, the sample page, everything. Well, I didn't know that. I can give you directions to the court if you'd like. But that's fine, I know where the court is. Dagnabbit! Unless you were just trying to get me to leave. Oh, sorry, I can sometimes be a little blunt. Well, I made my stand, okay. He's gonna hide the forger then, because it's his daughter. As we know from Apollo Justice. Yep, there we go. I pretty much pieced together what it is from what you've said. Well, what is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. Psycholocks? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who's your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If that was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally. Not personally. Those words triggered the Cyclops. Again with the Psycholocks. Now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with the client. He's sweating. But someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence. Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclops. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is, the real forger behind this wasn't you, Miss Mission. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could have it been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger of G-Studio is... Aha, we do have the profile for her. Thanks to the foreknowledge from Apollo, the real forger is your daughter, Vera Mission, isn't it? Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Miss Wright. And 12 is when she started doing that. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho-lock myself. There we go. We didn't even need evidence for it. Okay, so maybe it's just options for the others too. Magnific's diary. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around lately. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and the analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. Do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So, Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me. So they talked to your daughter. I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. Then that little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity. Alright, your daughter. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more, or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? I think I got everything out of Drew. Miss Mission might have a request. Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so actually. With only one exception, which was, oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished. And she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Violet is sus as all get out, I knew it. Please, let me speak with her. Alright. This could be tough. Vera, was it? I would like to have a friendly chat. I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer, and pianist! So he just pulls it out of his ass, okay. I'm still looking for the keys that say do re mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. Yeah, I was pretty weak, Phoenix. Real was it? Okay, this is gonna be the same thing. So it fails, attempted a joke. Okay, what about... We've got the stuff from Trucy, but what about the Sam first, because that's here. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp, how can I keep her talking? Great magicians, aren't they? No, we got it. This is the obvious one. Great magicians, aren't they? Isn't Trick Grammarly amazing? Ah. Yes. Oh, I especially like those two, Zach and Val. I mean, just so magical! It's probably the best new track out of Apollo Justice is this piece of music. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Whoa, magic! Man, I'm high as I get up! Whoa, magic, bro! Me too! I love them, they're so cool! It's like magic, yeah! Alright, she's talking, no, not saying much, but it's a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammy Museum of Magic. The Grammy Museum, they have one of those. I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, you've been to one of their shows? Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Grammys on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all. Yeah, maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You don't know about Zach and Val, maybe? Oh, sure. Alright, better get asking me before she changes her mind. I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Oh, true, but there are lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Grammy Museum. With you, in fact. Ah, yes, actually she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. A good luck charm? For I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift, from that client actually. Do you want to tell me what it was? Father, I told you to keep that a secret. From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things. I really like painting a lot. Father is always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So you did this too? Oh yes, that was my first job. Your first? All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer. She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nail in the Grammy coffin. I guess no one told her. I'll be back in a moment. So you think yes, because it doesn't help.
I've done it. I've developed a new material.
It doesn't help to mash the buttons. Absorb HP.
Cloud, I've come up with the most fascinating theory. Perhaps you can lend me your assistance in gathering data to test it?
There you have it. That was fun. Oh yeah, Sesame Street is just weird. Looking at the actual lyrics, I never really realized it had Bazilma and Beelzebub and whatever in it, to be honest, so I just listened to it. missed a couple of boxes. Yeah. Suck to have to restart all over again. Ha! He did a spinny! Right. You mean like
Come a little closer.
that? Will. There goes that guy's house. Perfect timing. This dance. Oh, get out of the way, Theron. Sith girls just wanna have fun. Technically she's not Sith. His name is John Sith. Nice timing. He just the ATSC walked. And we're back and at it. Right, Sam. They're the best in the world. Huh? Oh, you mean Trick Grammary? Of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it. Oh, I guess I just took it. Yeah, took it. Father got a letter from that person. That person? You mean that letter was from the client? Oh, we talked about the Grammaries forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. They're a sneaky one, this client. So she copied it just because she liked the stamp. And so she created another stamp to be able to replace that. So they were trying to get on a good side. Interesting, the client then. So you met the person who asked you to do this job? And you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? I can't talk about it. Eh? If I do it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. Yeah, but I really have to know. And Cyclops, of course. So you say... Right, time to do some psych unlocking. I guess then we'll do a save before it, just in case. And go for it. A client. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because I gave you this stamp? But no, that's not why. Now listen to me, to my problem. The problem that keeps you inside all this time. Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. A good luck charm that your client gave you? My phone wasn't on Do Not Disturb. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? The stamp, I guess we're gonna try for. If this doesn't bring luck, good luck, I don't know what would. I see. Good luck charms are different for different people, I guess. What do you mean? If you say it's lucky, then it must work for you. That's a beautiful thing about good luck charms. See that innocent smile? Everyone has a different way of breaking the news. That's the beautiful thing about being totally wrong. Hey, Jayland! How are you doing? I need another piece of evidence for this. Okay, let me just... Whoa, that tripled! Okay. There's nothing else around? Damn, the sound alerts are kinda balked, but also hilarious. There's nothing around here, so I guess we'll go back to the other places. See if we get anything more out of them. Let's go back to Valent and see if we got anything, because I was so used to evidence needed for every single psych lock before. But we are Phoenix now. In the past, the 7 years ago. Alright, let's see what the 4 are up. This might be the last one, but I'm trying. Agent Mysteries of Phoenix, yeah. Flying by the seat of my pants on this one, there must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world. That's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. When he got his wish, his life was taken. What weakness! It could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing suicide. I guess it was a matter of life. Or death. Care to explain? Your troop lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If your proof is danger, then show it. Hard attack from Mr. Hat. Fires a real bullet sometimes. Maybe it's the gun? Oh, it was a double do it though. Why, that's one of ours. Specially designed for your show, I gather? A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, no murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zack and Van's quick draw shooter. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot-em cancelled because someone might get hurt? Oh, it's gotta be Thalassa. which is the name of Tracy's mum. And for Jayland, she's in the stamp, which is a poison stamp. Alec Baldwin, yeah. I remember because he has a similar name to someone who's an actor in Firefly. Now I have to think, because I forget the Firefly actor's name. But I remembered his name because it was name Baldwin was the last name as well. Adam Baldwin was Jane Cobb in Firefly. Yeah, it's confirmed as Tracy's mum. Oh, sorry, Tracy's mommy. Because Tracy said about her mommy when we were talking to her at the Wright & Co. law offices. Of course, what other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancer because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my Forcium forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on, and this shows who it is. The stamp? Because the lasser's not around anymore? A word if I may, yes. Does large you notice a critical moment in your quest? Yes, it does, sort of. Then you'll never make it on stage. You're not fit to be a magician. Give it up. Again, considering it as a career option, you'll find something else that will while away your time. And figuring out who that bullet hit. Maybe it's the locket. It's the locket. So the stamp couldn't prove it, but the locket could. But that's Zach Gramry's wife and Tracy's mother. Thalassa, I believe was her name. Ah, Alakazar! Okay. But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows how much danger she was in. I don't have anything for that. Okay, I gotta go back. It is a weird name. I feel like they went... Oh! Depth in Greek, there you go. I thought it was a pun on the lass. We're gonna go back here and find out stuff from Meekins, probably. Let's suss Meekins out. I'm gonna save it here because I can. The more you know from reading. The disappearing trick. Huh, I'd never heard of thalassophobia. There we go. Like, I'd heard of the fear, but not the name of the fear. Interesting. Okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out. Hey! What's with this atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zach Gramry vanished from this room. How'd he do it? How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say as I, sir. Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding anything? Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible! Pending on face, yeah, it's Meekins. He was in the previous games as well, in the previous trilogy. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? Oh my goodness! Did Zach go into the panties? What did you just say? Yeah, sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking. It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was here in this room that day. Trucy Enigma.
Take that!
Sir. The chicken noise. Sir. I have never seen that girl until just the other day. Yeah, Thalassa Enigma, deep mysteries. I could gather that. That's cool. Yeah. That's very thematic. He's so clever. But also, is that Enigma without the R, or is the R in the Greek? I don't know. Because his name's Shady Enigma. It's in S-H-A-D-I, and I'm like, yeah, he's a shady fella. Truth Enigma. There we go. The truth in the mysteries. I see that. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Exactly. Sir, the bloody chicken noise. Sir, that day she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Literally days, Meekins was a police officer, and that's the time we encountered him in the previous trilogy. My goodness, Meekins, you absolute buffoon. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to... Oh. Not to make sake a girl for a 7-foot tall magician. 7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he? It doesn't say. But... 7 feet to centimeters. When the tab loads, it's 213.36 centimeters. So 213 centimeters. That's pretty tall. You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Grammar. But you saw something. And therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? Mr. Hat! Yes! We got the Mr. Hat trick! What's that? Right, she did it twice. She used Mr. Hat to try and solve a court case. The first time was with Apollo that we saw. But technically this was the first time because it helped her dad vanish. Dang nabbit. That girl's favourite trick. The amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her showdown at the Wunderbar. Oh, so she is already at the Wunderbar. Ah, Wunderbar. Have you been to the Wunderbar? I'm just going to pronounce it like that because it's obvious. Someone's wooden prof Layton. Yeah, that's so obvious, isn't it? Oh, when you zoom in it shows the full thing. Oh, Capcom. So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat. He really exists. The vanishing trick. I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Grammary exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir! Zach Gramery, don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down on your hands! Floor on your head! The primordial deity of the ocean. Wife of Pontius Pilate. No, Pontus, not Pontius. Is she? Yeah. Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that is... Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir! Zach Gramery, do you know him? Oh, I love Zach Gramery! His magic is the best! I'm his biggest fan! I see, that's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room. But no one's seen him in here except me! What of our vision says, yes. But he has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. Alright, I'll have a look at this for a minute. When the tab's load. Okay. We're gonna have a short intermission because we went on a tangent about Thalassa. The mommy of Trucy. Primordial goddess of the sea, mingled with Pontos, her male counterpart. She produced the fish and other sea creatures. Thalassa was the literal body of the sea, and in the fables of Usopp. Ooh. Yeah. Manifests as a woman formed of sea water rising from a native element. Did I just realise that Usopp's fables... Usopp in One Piece is it's spelt phonetically instead of that way. It's depicted in Greco-Roman mosaics as a matronly woman half submerged in the sea with crab claw horns, seaweed for clothes, and a ship's oar in her hand. Okay. Poseidon and Amphitrite, the anthropomorphic king and queen of the sea, were the rulers of the elemental Pontos and Thalatus. So, I don't know as much about Greek mythology. So, is there a difference between the gods that reside over things and then the gods that embody aspects of things? So, like Poseidon and Amphitrite are king and queen of the sea, and they are gods that rule over the sea, or Poseidon at least, the king and queen of the sea. And then Pontos and Thalassa are gods that embody aspects of them. Yeah, embody the concept of it. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I really should look into Greek some of the other mythologies, man. Like Greek mythology, I know some very, very basic stuff, but not the details. Look at his picture. He's literally a crab dude. He's literally a crab dude. Alright. So, Trucy was his accomplice. Imagine my summer surprise when 1 week later I just happened to walk into a bar and see him, Mr. Hat. I can't believe my own eyes. For a while I thought it had all been a long dream. I never actually read Percy Jackson properly, and then the series or movie or whatever. They're making a new series, I think. The original was a movie. I never saw the movie either, for whatever reason. One of the ones I never ended up reading as a kid, I guess. For a while I thought it had all been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week. But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat. The trick vanishes. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2. Along with Mr. Hat. Ah, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you was standing in the shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit. And at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape. Zach Grammy's red cape fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir! All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die. Or the scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait. Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me. Actually, about that girl, I'm sort of her guardian now. Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay. I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. That's another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective Gumshoe. Yes, that's the goal. Standing side by side with Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want. It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Or no one's ever given me anything for free. Right, I'll see you in the con next time then, sir. I'll look forward to it. All eyes were on Zach Gramry that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery is being revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. So, Zach is alive. Phoenix did meet with Zach. I was thinking during the Apollo Justice case and all that Zach had to be alive. Putting on that one now. I press S. Borscht Bowl Club. Wait. So we need to... Do we need to get the evidence from the present to be able to unlock the things in the past? I would imagine. Because what was it we were stuck on? It was Vera's... Yeah, so I know for him it was who would have died. And then for Vera... Okay, I'm going to check. I'm going to just save it here because I can. So then her... question for the Megaton. I just forget it off the top of my head, so. The good luck charm. What would be the good luck charm? Okay, that's what it was. I don't know what the good luck charm would be. A syringe. Oh yeah, give a kid a syringe is a good luck charm. Yeah, I don't feel like I have anything for this. I'm gonna do the Borscht Bowl Club then. So we'll go to the present. To the Borscht Bowl Club. So in the court record, it is a shared court record. Okay. Okay. Now we'll be good. Christoph. I forget what voice I gave you. I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Wait, Phoenix. Wait, we're playing Phoenix in the past and the present. So this is the secret mission that Phoenix was on while we were playing as Apollo in the present part. Okay. And I guess I go back to my pit. Your honest is better that when you are playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wondering if we'll get any customers tonight. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. He's got a locket as well. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. I seek a true competition. I've heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumour is true. And this is a friend of yours? He has the bloody... Okay. This dude. Ah, don't mind me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman. He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists. And I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. That makes a lot of sense. You wanna ask me how I got started? I don't remember. But I'm good. I'm real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you're a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved, but real players carry cash. And they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Well then, let's compete. I'll take you to the room. It's Zach Grammary. You can see his face. Hideout, yes, but before we go, Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith. So you went from Shady... Okay, that's why we had the profile of Christoph with being there for the murder of Shady Smith. Which is the case that Apollo did in the first part. So yes, okay, so this is the present day Shady Smith part, because the court record's shared. Okay. Got it. So Shady Smith was Zach Gramarye? Or Shady Enigma? So he actually is dead? We'll see what this... Oh, and I'm Brushel, a Sparker Brushel, a news reporter. Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am? Have we met? Ah. Today, in this courtroom, you're gonna declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I'm talking about this. Mr. Enigma! Is the defendant escaped? Find him, quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. You can't be, but you're... Zach Gramarye? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have only an audience of one. You. Zach Gramarye? This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy's ruined my life. You there. Da? Olga's there too, still. We will play soon. I'll ready the room. Da. I will be preparing the hideout for you. I forget the voice I had for her. Are you really him? The Zach Gramarye? Now, I am Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I cause you much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. I've got it working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I have come. That and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker. Those eyes, he's serious. I despise losing above all else, and so I've decided that I will win tonight no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition, all else is secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and you. Okay, so let's examine around the Borscht Bowl Club as Phoenix. One of the restaurant tables, this one's the closest to the piano, which makes it the hardest to eat at, I hear. On days when I'm playing, that is. What do you think about the ukulele? The sound is slight, the annoyance curtailed. A ukulele in a Russian restaurant? I mean, you must go to a Hawaiian restaurant. Hawaiian just don't go with my computer. I give up. It's not wrong. This is grape juice. Is it refreshing? I usually drink too much and it ends up making me thirsty. Bro, this grape juice is 100% wine. Or booze at least. Oh, Mr. Wright, there is something inside that bottle. Huh? It's my business card. You aren't surprised at all. Perhaps you don't like magic? I sure felt surprised. Maybe I had my poker face on. Huh. This is so interesting. So we played the original first case that was a tutorial for Apollo, and now we're seeing the side of it from Phoenix's perspective. I must say, it comes as quite a surprise. I never knew you played. I'd do anything else if I could, believe me. Oh yeah, there's something you could help me with. You think you can make that piano disappear? It'd help out in a lot of ways, really. What? You said the funniest things with the straightest face. People always tell me that. Except I wasn't joking. Meaning a competition. We competed that day 7 years ago too. Ah, yes. Oh, what? The dots go weird there. You must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2, 1. Showdown time. I lost. So in the game of poker, a game I played for a long time and only lost. Oh no, wrong one. I only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Okay, we've got the. It's hard to tell who's saying what. You choose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Oh. Some are hired, others fired. And when you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power. Trucy, she's in a class of her own. For 7 years, I've played poker here at the Borscht Bowl Club. And I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. And because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. Hold up a minute then. So it wasn't Olga. And she sends me signals. Daddy's got a good hand. He might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic. But those of Trucy's line possess far greater skill. So this is something that's sort of in line with the spirit medium powers, but in a different power line. Her line. Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost. Oh, so he did lose that one. Okay. Magnific grammar. Then it was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Grammy blood or something? Blood. Cyclops! I'm sorry, but it's not something told lightly to outsiders. You're the one that brought it up, dude. There's nothing you need to know at this time. Is some kind of Grammy secret then? Fine. Of course! Thalassa, as one of the Greek goddesses, would have power in the genetic line. She's 15 this year. She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day because of this. The original, yes, the original page. This, a transferal of rights. You see the signature? A transferal? That's Magnific Grammary's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights to the secret staging and performance of my magic to the recipient named below. And the recipient's name is you, Zach Grammarly. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? First, take a closer look at the diary. The page has clearly been ripped out. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Wait, let me see that. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. Well, this is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnific gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnific Grammary's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As a rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I've risked all to come here tonight. Russia. So, here you go. What's this? It's the envelope that he gave to Apollo. I'll later passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides. I may not look at her, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day I wear a notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day I wear reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I've come here tonight. It's a transferal of rights. Ooh. I finally figured it out. It's got Zach's signature on it, yeah. Zach's signature. I'm sure he's written it many times, being an external. I bet there's plenty of people out there who kill for a Zach Grammarly autograph. Now I know why you're coming out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, she said. Precisely. So he doesn't want Valent to perform. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all their possessions. Wait. So... wait, we should have had the original page added in the court record too. That would help. Apparently not. But if he went... that would mean that he showed that page to others legally. So legally he would be proven alive for that page to have been recognised. And maybe that was before his disappearance. Exactly, which is why I'm here. I was showing my face in public for the sake of this document. Before almost 7 years are up. You might say I'm securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Tracy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yeah. I received the performance rights from Magnifi Grammary. However, this was done in secret, without witnesses. If old Magnifi died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire would name myself as Zach Grammary and Valen Grammary. Not Trucy. I see, so you do need this document. I've known Brishel since before I vanished. He is a man I trust. Now, only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background and found you had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. I was kind of hoping you'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery. This person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. And it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lots? Ah, I know! Whoa, you're still here? Of course he is. According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother Magnifi's Grammy's only daughter! End quote. Oh! So Zach married into the family. And so if Valen is a biological son, then he would be jealous of Zach getting the rights. Ha! What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mrs. Zach? Russell, you say too much. What? Why am I the bad guy? Why? Zach decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Thalassa Grammary, she's the most mysterious of the whole lot. We need to gather more evidence. Well, the prelude may be longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final? Final? Why? As you said, I've come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall sleep once more underground. Without seeing your daughter. It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I've heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it caused me no end of irritation. Thinking a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up? Well, that was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record. Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. This guy is beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards. Brishel, you may leave. But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punch, and still it is not enough. I just remembered a future prior engagement. Jules, gentlemen, and... Oh, and nice meeting you, piano man. And let us begin. Deal. Da? You will be the witness to our competition. Da? It is honor for me. Why haven't I seen her around here before? Ah, that reminds me. I saw familiar faces as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. The Grammary power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. Yeah, the Cyclops are there. And I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zach Grammary knew. But how and why? Ooh, Solitary Cell 13. See, we're flicking between the past and the present here. How do you know you haven't done something in the future and you just come back to the past to watch it unfold? Solitary Cell 13. Kinda sus. It's hard when you're trying to intentionally make a face, but you can do it unconsciously and it's fine. Oh, this one. Central Prison Solitary Cell 13. Wow! This prison's great. He's allowed his books and everything. Well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? You just be like Phoenix. You're basically a god and you can just see everything happening. In Gavin. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete. Right. You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Like, look at it. He's allowed so much in prison. Even as a bird. Look at this. He's at the lap of luxury. Nice roses. You taking care of this one here? Ah, yes. She's surprisingly delicate, you know. Requires careful tending, but she's my best friend, as they say. Best. Come on, now I'm starting to feel bad for you. Oh? Of course, she's known to bite if handled roughly. Your rose bites? It's a thorns, Phoenix. I was speaking of the photo next to the rose. My retriever, Vongol. Cute but feisty. Ah, golden retriever, there you go. He's a dog person. Every dog has its thorn. An envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. The yellow envelope! Breshaw said he saw Drew Mission posting a yellow envelope. It's not nice to pick at other people's mail. We get mail here in jail? Haha, it rhymes. That I do, though they read it first apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. There's some chair, just looking at it makes me want to take a seat. You'd probably have to add a whole digit to the price of one of my office chairs. In here, a comfortable chair is the most valuable thing in the world. You'd have to add 2 digits to the price of the standard prison issue chair for this. Those prison chairs don't look so bad either. Maybe I should redecorate. It's strange, you know. Here I am in solitary, and yet the books keep piling up. Looks like you've got more than books up there. Oh yes, my collection. I have a few friends on the prison staff. They showed me a little kindness. Just a little. Man, who cares about going to jail if you can live the lap of luxury like this? Damn. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I have no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Gramery, you know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. Ah, that's his face when he says that. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Ah yes, the trial where Zach Gramery pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, or was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Or was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion. Yours. Oh, okay. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. Reason for murder. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game. Zach Gramery mentioned your name, Gavin. Oh, it reminds me, I saw familiar faces under this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on you. I seemed to be in a bit of trouble, something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No. Zach Gramery. Of course, the Cyclops. Whoa! There's 5 and they're not red. Whoa, I've never seen Cyclops like these. Yeah, they've all been red before. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. No, that's the same bottle that Vera had. He's doing his nails. Why is everyone's nail polish in the same damn bottle? Okay, so I feel like we're not very prepared for unwrapping that. But I'm gonna save it and we'll see. Let's have a little go at it. No, I don't have the Magatama button up there. Okay, so I can't yet. Alright, what about back in the Borscht Sport Club with Zach Gramarye if I can get him to talk? Three Cyclops, shouldn't be too bad. I have to know more about this power of Trucy. I'd like it. It's like she can see right into people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew mine. Para-utilitarian lock-on. And after you were done having your mind... And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Thalassa Gramarye? I will not speak of that! Thalassa is officially missing, correct? I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Maybe it's a transferal document to Trucy. Because at this point in time it's the present, but it's still before finding out about the actual canon. So... I'll try that. That's the only thing I could think of. Okay, apparently not. Now there's another I could care less about you. Take care you don't end up missing yourself. Okay, so that's not it. Okay, so I guess you have to go back to the past and have a crack at some of the other things. Okay. So we've still got half of this to go. Valen was the big one. We now have somethings, but I couldn't think about what she needed before, and I don't think I've got something that's relevant. It was the good luck charm. Something she could have on her. Something that we can see, right? I don't see anything here that could constitute as a good luck charm. Is there anything different around? Because I feel like once we get the Vera mission stuff, we'll be able to get his stuff. I'm a little bit... I don't know where to go from here. Because I feel like I don't have the evidence for it. Like, something that's been automatically identified with her is the nail polish. But we don't have that in the court record. Stuff it. So the only other place I see the nail polish is in his cell, right? I read just enough to get a little bit of a clue. Do we need to talk about this again? I'd missed that I could do that twice. You're thinking, what self-respecting man would use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. Look, it doesn't even look like he has nail polish on. First rate in all things, except nothing less. Now, it certainly does look like a first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please have one. It's on me. There we go. Colorless nail polish. What's the point? Ariadone, I've heard of that brand, and this must be the brand symbol. It's supposed to be some kind of flower. Wait, no, maybe it's a hand. Wait, what's it? Is that an eagle? Caw-caw! Who makes these things up anyway? I think they'd try for a clearer symbol at least. Now can I go back to Vera? That might be it. Because I was thinking the nail polish. Because she has it throughout the time when she is distressed with Apollo. She turns to doing her nails and clamming up. Okay, so I did this before. I read that out before anyway. They gave you nail polish? Yes, okay, good. This was what they gave you, wasn't it? The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? Wait, he's actually time traveling now? I heard once. Cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting anymore on that one. You don't know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? So, we could be sus on Valent. Or on Christoph. I'm gonna go Valent first. If it's wrong, that's it. There is something. Okay, it's not Valent. I won't tell you if this is. That is the point. I won't tell you say, but I know it wasn't the point. I don't see any cycles. Okay, so it must be Christoph Gavin then. Who else could it be, Zach, if it was not Christoph? It was Christoph. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised. I promised not to tell. Here we go, baby. The client. I'm sorry. I can't talk about the client, I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore, I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then? I think they might be the devil. He's the devil in disguise. Oh yes, he is. A devil in disguise. Huh? Or maybe an angel. But what do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it, when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile. So where'd you see this devil then? It was so quick. I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. I'm not sure what this devil she saw was. But it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all I'll be leaving now. I'm so sorry for what happened. If you want to apologise, try my client, Zach Grammer. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realised it was already too late. So, do I go back to Christoph then? No, it must be part of his Cyclops, but not what I'm doing right now, so... We don't have a connection between him and Christoph right now. So is it valid next? If I'm gonna just sit here mulling over it for too long, I will just look it up. I'm gonna try it. Alright. Time to try these Cyclops. A trick up his sleeve. Alright, so we had this start bit before I read out. Danger. Proof of the danger. Oh, I haven't examined. I did examine it. Never mind. Proof of the danger. Would the locket be enough? Because of the implication that she might get shot by the act. Oh, and this is the idea of danger. Okay, that's not it. Oh no, the pistols first. Duh. I skipped a step. Dumbo. The pistols first. because then we have to prove who's in danger. I was skipping a step in my thought process there. Because we did this before. And I just had a moment. Then we do the lockup for who could get hurt. Because that is the lesser. But that's... So Grammy's wife and chooses mother. Yes, we did this before, I believe was her name. Okay. This part we did get before as well. This clearly shows how much danger she was in. Clearly shows how much danger she was in. The stamp is the only thing I can think of connected to the Atracanines. I'll try it. And apparently it was. Cool. Okay. There's a little bit of a... You have to connect it to sort of the previous stuff that's going on. More than Phoenix at the time would have known. That's a bit of a stretch. But it's neat how it makes you think of all the information holistically. Troop Grammari's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a Grammari's stamp at the height of your fame. Okay, that's the line he's going. That makes more sense. I was just on a very different train of thought. We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age. A golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes. Truce's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. Part of his memory is still locked up. And there is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, a troop is a world unto itself. Our leader Magnificent was so inclined he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Right, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Valen's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnificent covered it up, his innocence will come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Right? I'm so close. There has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valen's relationship with Magnificent. I see in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands completely. With evidence or with a person? Okay. I can't save it. So if it's a person, what will we put? I can look at the court record. If it's a person, I would think that it ties his hands with Zack, but also Magnificent would not. And it could be Trucy because he's in love with Thalassa, so he would also not want to harm Trucy. Oh, we have that for Thalassa. Oh. We could just go completely with the Thalassa with a person, or try that. There's one thing a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both of your hands, and this information proves why Magnificent had so much power over you. Because she's the daughter of Magnificent, That's probably the detail we're gonna go down with. Hey, let's go! It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Grammary's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Grammary's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! Yes, I've got it! Nice. Blackmail. There's no proof, none at all! But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. So saying that both his disciples seems to me like neither of them are related to Magnifi. So Zach would be related by marriage, while Valent's sort of the outsider a little bit more. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Grammarly? The master, Magnifi Grammary, his only daughter, and his two disciples. And that does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was. An accident. Zach and Valence toured their force. And the guns blaze, the bullets fly straight toward that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing, same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. Yeah, that was shown right at the start, damn. But as for whose bullet stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zach was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. The darkness. Why did Magnifi Grammary try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Troop Grammary. A passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zach and Valent. We all sacrifice so that it may be a success. We all sacrifice so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time we, myself and Zach, found we can no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter, but do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But to then hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Grammary, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told. Naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I would think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter. He called himself a newsman at the time. Oh, Brushel was there? Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zach. I liked him not. I see. His name I do not recall, but his scent. The cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It is no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gamma-Ray here. Grammary. And I began to realise what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from the darkness. And the reporter he mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connected Zach Grammary to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. So I've got everything in the past, which unlocks another tree, and unlocks everything else in the present. Great. Okay. So now the past is sort of done with. Good. So we can go to the present time Phoenix. Which I guess we'll go to Drew Studio because that's next on the list of the ones that unlocked. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. A journalist meets ex-attorney in bar. End quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Misham was poisoned and his daughters... Oh, sorry, that was the wrong person. Mr. Misham was poisoned and his daughters... Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know. Yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down case just a little quicker. End quote. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Zach Grammary was a good friend. Zach says something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club. What a character! What a man! If a little, then no. A lot, no. Extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions and not the other way around. End quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. Okay, I've got to examine everything though. The door outside. Vera might come walking in at any moment. If she wasn't in intensive care. Will she ever come through the door again, I wonder? Okay, so this is him after the stuff. So chronologically, this is the most recent thing that we've seen so far. This is after she's been atrocinine poisoned, but not to lethal amounts. Those three paintings. Oh, Drew's works, of course. Which is to say, Vera's works. Really? To be more precise, Vera's forgeries of someone else's works. Of course, if you demand utter and total precision. Actually, there's nothing more. I was about to say. Okay. Here's where Mr. Mission fell. Never thought a 7-year reunion would be quite like this. Wait, you knew Mr. Mission? I met him once, in court. It was a brief meeting, but one I'll remember for the rest of my life. Now that's our story right there, that is. I smell a scoop. Ex-attorney now down on his luck behind this police sonata of sorrow. End quote. I'm all ears. Let's have it. Don't hold anything back. Could you at least get rid of the down on his luck part? A drafting table, probably for making detailed designs of forgeries. You know what I think about that? I'll tell you. Painting should be done freehand, no rules and no restrictions. Anything a line drawn by rule is going to move anyone? I smell a letter to the editor. Could you write an article with a ruler? End quote. Unless you wanted a ruler to write the address on your blackmail letter straight. That's what I think. You can quote me on it, too. You could drop this guy on a deserted island and he wouldn't get bored. Also, doesn't that picture on the bottom left of this board look like an x-ray of a frog or something? Some odd assortment of equipment to find in a painter studio. Of course, it makes more sense when you know they were making forgeries. I guess that's why they never took visitors here. You wouldn't really want people seeing all this. Yes! In fact, I was the first human being ever to set foot inside this studio. Other than Mr. Mission, of course. Oh, and Vera too. And this is assuming that I'm human, of course. I'm beginning to have my doubts. He's already questioning himself if he's human. How long until he's not? We're all thinking he's an alien. Yes. Look at all the jars of paints and pigments. Why are there so many jars in the same colour? My guess is that they are sorted by age. Age? When you're making a forgery, it's important to match the age of the original, see? Paint compositions changed a lot over the years. Oh, right. Did you learn that in journalism school? Journalist relies on writing skill and imagination! End quote. As long as you don't do news stories by imagination. Either that or they just brought a lot of the same colour by mistake. I find myself not caring anymore. Fake. Fake news. No, this guy's the epitome of journalism and imagination. 100%. Let's take a close look at that desk. This envelope's from the client who requested that forgery. Let's just think, if that had gotten lost in the mail, I'd still be wearing my attorney's badge.
Objection!
I just have to do that when I see this pose. I can't believe it's been 7 years. He's still got it. I have to stop torturing myself with these things. I know, I'll just pretend to saying something else. The post office? Why, it's right over there. Good day, sir. This is a tiny frame for the post stamp. That's the one for the commemorative stamp, if you don't remember. A picture of a young Mr. Mission and a very young Vera. This commemorative stamp. Because in the past, we could see the stamp actually in the frame as well. The time travel shenanigans happening here. Picture of young Mr. Mission and a very young Vera. They're smiling. They look happy. Of course, now that Mr. Mission's passed away. And Vera's on death's doorstep in the hospital. Guess I'll just do what I can and I hope it's enough. Alright, let's talk. Family of forgers. Lloyd Forger. Yuri Forger. Oh no, Yuri isn't a forger. Your Forger. And Anya Forger and Bond Forger. The family of forgers. It was tragic what happened to Dream Mission and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what that really did them in though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. And I interviewed him. I found out something about Mr. Mishim I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes. End quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No. I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, and no less. By the player. I see what you're doing here, Capcom. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck. Freaks out. End quote. His spider senses are tingling. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? Wonder what it all means. The paranoia is a separate one. Okay. Dream Mission felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure is being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Grammary got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me, he completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Wait, is Brusho actually the connection? And just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me, maybe you were too. Me? I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifi Grammary? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident during the quick draw shooting practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug out quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Valiant Grammary did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifi Grammary at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared. Quite suddenly at that. And Magnifi wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. His nose is going. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy. End quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zach Grammary. Something strange was in the air over a troop Grammary in those days. The whole screwing mental controlling disciples scene had started by then, I'm guessing. Oh, he knows about that. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Go on, you can tell me off the record, as I write it down on my hand. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. Well, Valiant. He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? 7 years, eh? Waiting for his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnificent Miracle. Of course it was. It's all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valent? So Valent waited until Zack died. Legally, at least. The time finally comes, and Valent's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. That document sees a legal light of day. It's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valent Gramarye. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love too. Love. It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. Yeah, we could see that happening a mile off. One has 3 sides and all of them pointy. Whoa! Yeah, the sound alerts have been really weird, Will. Also, hello. It's nice to see you again. I'm being blasted by John Cena. Oh. The reaction, it wasn't the sound alert I expected either. Like, I expected John Cena, but once, not doubled or tripled. Yeah, the sound alerts have been weird sometimes, but hey, it's a little bit of unexpectedness to it. Bit of fun. I could do that, yeah. And what has 3 sides and all of them pointy? I love triangle. I'm doing fairly well. I'm streaming on a Thursday night my time because the next 2 nights I have stuff on. The other dimension is called Britain. That's Fireball whiskey at the moment. I'm just having fun, making it a fun night. Because then the next night will be Monday. That is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. Oh, I also like the taste of Fireball a lot more. Let's be fair. Like, the cinnamon whiskey is better. A straight whiskey, I want to mix with something, because by itself I'm not as keen on the normal whiskey flavour. I know it varies a bit, there's some nuances there, but the general whiskey flavour I want to mix with something rather than straight. So also flavour. Fireball and apple cider is pretty good too, as a mix. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. So obviously there's something to present. Mr. Brushel, could you take a look at this? I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. So you want me to write an article on that, right? What's the angle? Okay, no, that's code anything like. Okay, that's one he's not gonna respond to. What? Yeah. See, that's the thing. If it was a bit more diluted, I don't mind whiskey as much. But it's still the flavour of whiskey, I tend to go, I'd prefer it mixed with something. I'm not familiar with either of those brands, but you know. So, the document. He's not going to talk about that either. And more had... What were the brands? Dang it, now I have to have a look. Just as a refresher. Jack Daniels I tried, obviously. And there was another one. Usually if they've got a bit different mix in them, I like them better. Like Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey. Oh, come on. Load the damn website. I've never used this website before. It's loaded the actual stuff around it and I think, okay, there we go. I haven't had a variety because I've tried a couple of them and I wasn't as keen just on the straight. Hey, Jim Beam I tried. And Johnny Walker, yeah. Oh yeah, Wild Turkey I tried, I didn't mind that. But it's more, I prefer some other drinks and whiskey, I guess I would say. But Fireball with the cinnamon in it, like if I'm having it on mix or I'll have something different flavour in it, like the cinnamon whiskey for Fireball, that sort of thing. Flavour wise. So he needs something here. I'm gonna just go to the other Sunshine Coliseum and see if that's related, because it'll be Valent probably in the present day, or something around that. Yeah, here we go. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years, has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press, I've nothing more to say. Yeah, that would be a... Wow. And I don't blame the kid. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realised I needed to hear it from you. Magnifique grammar. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnifique's repertoire. Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is a real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who showed me on my way. Zach Gramarye. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Gramarye murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if 'twere only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said. Oh, I kinda went into the Brush your face a little bit. I had no idea. Yet, that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. Vaudevillian? I don't think I've heard that word said, actually. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifi's death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. Cyclops! Here we are. I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Alright, let's try it. See what we've got here. Magnifi's death. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. You are now. What are them? Tone pronunciations. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years I've endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Fallon, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. As long as I have this. So this is before Phoenix gave it to Apollo, which means that the Drew Studio part is after this, because there's a bit of the Apollo section after this. Trying to get the chronology straight. Okay. And what might that be? I see it bears a Grammary seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner. But I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifi's miracles. What? Zach Grammary? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter? Trucy Enigma. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone! Vanished into the void! This is a genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. However that sound is. Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived enthralled to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. Body shot Magnifi. Yes, it was Zach. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Do you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zach Grammary shot Magnifi? Was that why you testified? Yes. My way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifi Grammary? Oh, what would I do here? I was sus on Valent the whole time. I don't think I figured it out. I thought it was him. The Lasser? Because they don't say she's dead. They just say she's disappeared. She's vanished. A bit like Zach Grammary. So, how are we looking? I can only think of that, especially in the evidence. Like, the only thing they're pointing to a person is either the crime scene photo showing him dead, or Thalassa and Tracy's locket. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, I didn't read that out. But it's like, oh, it only proves who here is an idiot, and that's you. A signed confession. Okay, so not right now then. So, I guess we've got to try and follow some things chronologically here. The Borscht Bowl Club was first, and then the visit to Christoph Gavin. And then it's Sunshine Coliseum, and then Drew Studio. So I guess this one will be the next one. Maybe we can do something with this. But how do we prove... Okay, I read this before, sort of. And I think you know why I don't want to talk about her, because she's dead. But where's evidence for that? How do I prove that? I guess I just put the pistol there. Okay, yeah, that works. The three of you were a team once, not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal. To you and Valen Grammy's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valen would say the same. I'm sure Valen would say the same thing. Why, it's just another murder I might mention. Like another murder I might mention. Damn you. Her eyes. I loved Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. But there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead, and Magnific Gramry has joined her. So the only one with her power left now is Tracy. Mr. Zack, I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. But, I mean, Magnific's only daughter could mean that he had some sons as well. But it doesn't seem like it, unless there were sons that didn't want to become magicians early on, sort of thing. So there's someone else, someone other than Tracy. Someone who inherited Thalassa's power. Wait, is that related to Apollo's? Or like Apollo's mum or dad or something? It must be Apollo's dad. Ha! Ha! How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth, or maybe one has already occurred. There's someone else with the power, and I know who. Wait, that has to be Apollo, because that's the only one we see that's similar to Tracy with it. And she's trying to mentor him a bit with seeing it, right? It is this boy. His name is, I forget, something weird. I Come on, Phoenix. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So, what are we to make of this? Oh, great ex-attorney. You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. No! Come on! But you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. Wait. I haven't noticed that. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just happen to have evidence showing this missing link. No, I don't. Strange photos of boys. I must have to go back somewhere else for this. I don't have anything showing the link between Apollo and Thalassa. Other than that's a person with a power. Okay, this one then. I would imagine. There's nothing more there. What about... Yeah, it's all ticked. Well, maybe I just try Cyclops. I'm just branding oranges, but for no reason. Yeah, we went through this. Maybe Gavin knew about the Apollo connection. And that's why Gavin took Apollo on as his intern. I know this. We went through this before. This is... I want to see if we can figure this out. Oh, I can't. Sorry. I can't because the button isn't there. Okay, well that ends that. So what do I need to do? This isn't done. I'm just thinking, who else would have the information? Okay, that's one we did before, so that's fine. What's the balloon guy have to do with this? Oh, the Cyclops on him. So I guess that his Cyclops might be the ones I can unlock, but not the others yet. So I know the first part of this is this. I did this before. So what do we need to prove with the second part? Or have evidence for? Who really killed Magnifi? Okay. I don't have anything to prove this. Okay. I'm just trying to think of like, that's where I'm kind of stuck. Jury Studio has to be the only other one that's not finished then. Let's present other things. Okay, he's not going to respond to this. Let's just... This is the one. Okay, I must have to present something here. Trial and error. Oh, Mr. Brushel, do you know this person? Oh, it's a Locket. And do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife. Thalassa Grammary. Magnific Grammary's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? Hey, there we go. That's probably what I was missing. I probably should have just stuck at it a little more, presented a couple of things. So, Thalassa married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. Okay. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They only have been married 1 year. I didn't know. But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. That's the same picture as in the Locket, but the Locket one's cropped. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote. There we go. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Yes. This one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband. Oh, okay. It's not Apollo's dad. Apollo is also Thalassa's son. Her first husband who died during a performance. Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. There's another one who slipped through the cracks. I have no idea where they are now. Plus, I have another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know. There has to be something else in the portrait. I won't need this Locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People and events get all tangled together and get biggerer and biggerer. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about biggerer to listen to what you were saying. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you guys gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. He's beginning to wake up and believe. He knows he's not the main character anymore. At least the game titled Apollo Justice. Magnifi! I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all of this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifi, and with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some grammary gene? Magnifi told me once, back when Zach married Thalassa. He said Zach had good eyes, but not good like a Grammary's eyes. Not that good. Wonder if Zach ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammary's secret was? Maybe nobody now that Zach's gone. Zach Grammary. See, Okay, the plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Grammarly fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grammarly's power. Oh hey, we have Trucy at this point in time. A power which passed from magnific Grammarly to the lesser, to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Okay, that helps. So then that's leading me to the Borscht Club, which should be right. That is the same armband, the same bracelet that Apollo's got, isn't it? So he should be able to do this now. Okay, we can blast through the start bits because we know what it is. No, I don't want to talk about it. Wait, what did I present to this before? The locket? So, no, the gun. Someone else that has the power is Apollo. So we did that. Somehow he has one of the bracelets. Actually, I know something. Your marriage with Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes. He was a performer. They met when he joined us at Grammarly's as a guest in our show. Oh, my bad. They met when he joined us Grammarly's as a guest in our show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help but notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Grammarly family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why! Why what, Mrs. Egg? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to this boy, her son. Oh, both Cyclops at the same time. Nice. I was expecting more. Okay. This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact is that it is passed down the Grammarly line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension. If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realise that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Wait. Trucy doesn't have any of the bracelets, does she? I'll have a look next time and see her more. Unless she's got it hidden somewhere, like No. When I see it on her arm. Objects? Wait. Were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know, consider it a gift. The bracelets. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. Bruh. Magic. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The grammary power reacts to tension in others. When a grammary senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute, they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles. Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With the bracelets on, one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? Does that sound simple enough? Yeah, the eyesight of the luring gun. Trissy and Apollo first though. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother too has this power of theirs. So Trissy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright, tonight after a game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt, once again. No kidding. Yeah, so who's the previous husband that died? Now we need to figure that out. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Stop shipping them. Ain't fair. But also Trissy was 15, not even 16. Then again, I guess in Japan it's like 13, they start shipping people, so 15 and 22, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 7 years in between their births. Coincidence? I think not. So much of 7 years, eyesight. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped, if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. Yeah. Or 16 or 14, because I think in Australia when you get to a certain age it's like a year in between is alright. Legally. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face and the meaning that lies beneath it. And yet I didn't also... But maybe I'm an exception rather than norm. No. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. And it's only illegal if they do certain actions anyway. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is The Grammarys can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing. It is knowing. Their power relies on the eyesight, combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. That's what I was saying! You're talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. Trucy's just that good. I know Trucy herself has realised this. That is all I know of things Grammarly. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is a real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. The luring gun! I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? Ah, I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? The night my mentor, Magnific Grammarly, passed from this world into the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnific's test. A test. In his last years, Magnific Grammarly worked us to the bone. No. To the pain. And that night, I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Oh, I need old man voice. Take this! No, that's not it. I ain't got nothing about doing where's my old man voice gone? I can do old bag really easily! Oh, dagnabbit! I gotta do an old man voice like this. That makes sense, even though he looks way too strong for it. Take this! I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot really well tonight. You shot well tonight, Zack. Though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah, I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? And of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you are Valent, were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah. Yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry I've done much that was wrong in my day. It seems to me that Magnifi wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure. Now, yeah, for sure. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah. And now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valen had helped you pull it off. But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated? Even though I'm dead. That night, Zach Gramery was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveller with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession to use as I saw fit. Damn. Of course, he killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valen Gramery. Damn. To whom it makes... Oh, I was just about to read it. So now we can go to the Sunshine Coliseum, right? We have a confession. To whom it may concern, 7 years past, Isaac Gramery murdered my mentor. Magnifique Gramery, I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court, and hereby confess to my crime. Zach Gramery. So, this is a point we should be able to do is psych logs. Then the last big boss is Christoph Gavin. So we'll start with... We did this before. So then... Who really killed Magnifique Gramery? So that's a confession that we would have. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zach Gramery wrote one more thing before passing on. But this is a confession. Yeah, that's not his voice. But this is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnifique Gramery. See, all according to your plan. Well, I knew he was sussing him. Phoenix is fingering him so hard. Oh, that is a terrible out of context line. Anyway, I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. Alakazam! You know, the magician outfits are starting to become feeling like they're more normal in this game. You do not know that this confession is nothing but... You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Gramery killed no one. But then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner. Ha 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 ha! A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnific Grammary in the forehead? If I hadn't, I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will, there is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnific's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. So Valiant Grammarly did kill the great Magnifi! I knew it, he's guilty as all get out. Ha 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 ha! So sorry, Mr. Ride. But it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as, I don't know, Knack and Talent Grammary, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Valiant received those threatening letters. There was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. Then say it, Valiant. I don't suppose you figured it out by now. That it was true, see? No, I'm thinking if Thalassa didn't die. What was Zack or Valiant? Who shot Magnifi? And it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Well, wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifi Grammary himself. Wait. That makes no sense. How is the pistol... I guess the pistol could be explained by Valiant changing his position when he walked in. But his shoulder doesn't look dislocated. Huh? Suicide? So Magnific Grammary committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnific Grammary? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnific transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zack Grammary, not me. That makes sense how he knew them. So then Valiant would have informed the courts, like, for the legal stuff, or he just waited anyway so there wasn't problems. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. I like how they're also like, people playing this, at least for the first time, would think that too. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valiant Grammary confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? Messing with the crime scene? You see, I knew the 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnific's plan. He wanted to die by one of our hands. He wanted to die by one of your hands. Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon. Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnifi, and I planned on framing my partner for the crime. But what? He's still sus. That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room, which was IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zach did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to replace the murder on his hands. See? But he still did it, even though he wasn't the one that shot him. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came, but then Magnifi called me back. Hey, that doll is at a different angle. It's at a different angle in this picture than it is to the photo of the crime scene. Oh. I'm sorry, Valen. I'm giving my magic to Zach, not you. You still like the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnific Grammary killing himself. Well, then the demon awoke anew within me. Zach killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. Oh, we need a demon voice.
Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours.
I altered the scene of his suicide. See, I knew he messed with the crime scene. He turned the clown around. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used a syringe to add the IV liquid I brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifi died and you framed Zach for his murder. As planned indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? You believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe. But, yes, I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valen. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zach Grammary was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me, what if he was not the only one who survived? What if the lass is still alive? See? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we never saw proof of her demise. See, they kept talking about her as missing or disappeared. They didn't talk about her as much as dead. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Zach Grammary. Then I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we have this chance to talk. Thank you. Zach Grammary, Shady Smith, whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver. and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I'd have to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. That man being Christoph Gavin. Okay, so we see things going back and forth. But we had to visit him to get the evidence to be able to prove things in the past. I'm going to try and finish off this bit. Then we can do looking at videos, discussions, all that good stuff. Sorry, sir. Prison of Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he'll be finished? Well... Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. Oh, my apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. The bloomin' yellow envelope, 100%. There it is, the yellow envelope, and the sender is Drew Misham. I was right. Oh, when I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crane of the sun, at the crime scene. Brain, what you do when connect to mouth. Anyway, if this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atrocanine spray finds anything. It's on the stand. Wait. Yes, because he would have put the stamp on the yellow envelope because they didn't use it 7 years ago. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was this stamp all right. This stamp all right, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came, like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Drew Misham. Oh, gotcha. Finally, decisive evidence! What's this? A burglar? In jail? Gavin! So I'm mistaking it. This commemorative stamp was the one on the desk at Drew's studio, which makes this the letter he mailed just before he died. Better hold on to this one. Wait! So he only died because he handled the stamp to send this to Christoph Gavin. Which is the whole reason this appeared. I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atrocanine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry, forgot I had it. Many things. Whoa! He has a camera! And his badge that he's got on his beanie! We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now, it is time. Every story has an ending. We come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. To be continued. That was crazy. Okay, we'll see the season for next time. Yeah. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant very much innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Yeah, I did forget the acronym. Something inside me, rising, surfacing. But I kind of got it from the context. Something important. Lost on the go. It's close now. So close. This is hype. I'm gonna have to leave it here. Because if I do this trial part, we'll be going way too long for the stream for my sleep. So we'll be looking at that next time.